ugh, throw up on the sight of seeing this shit now. Like, ugh. Oh, no, 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 no. We cannot be doing that. See, I slipped up, bro. Okay. Oh my God, and I went worse. This why I keep doing. Oh my God, get me out of here. Somebody get me out of here. Somebody get me the fuck out of here. No. That should work. That should work. Goodness gracious. I know half of you motherfuckers don't even know what that is, so you ain't gonna be able to really just that is crazy, bro. That is crazy what the fuck I just did. That's crazy, bro. Crazy what I just did. But you know, we gonna definitely get to it. I should have put this live a long time ago. We didn't. Yeah, you know, that's a part of the consequences of it. You know. Oh nah, we definitely about to talk about some shit today. But I told you, I'm not about to sit back and be fucking just frustrated and fluttered and you know what I'm saying with shit, and I ain't got no outlet. You know what I'm saying? You know, that's the thing. You know, people ain't got real, true resources and outlets to be able to, or you know, you know what I'm saying? Come on, how you say expand it? You got to be able to expand it. Like, come, are you? You got to do better than that. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I'm type motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Look it. Let's keep it. I'm gonna keep it a buck with y'all. Look it. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. This is a hard place to be, because everybody can't do this shit. You know what I'm saying? This is a skill. This is a very dominant skill that a lot of people don't have. A lot of people can't even be able to gather the concept. They don't have the wits of even just the general thought of this becoming a possibility for them. Just the thought of this even having to be something they could potentially be faced with will send them in a mental frenzy. Come on, man. And I'm talking about a lot of motherfuckers don't know how to start from ground zero. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll be at a place where it could be so many different things I could be working with, I could be dealing with, I could be having going on. And at one instant of a moment, I say, look, I can start from ground zero right here, right now. When I'm talking about zero, I'm talking about absolutely nothing, because I'm truly like that. I can show you ground zero and then go ahead and show the ground hero that fast. That fast. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing. You know why? Because it's a mindset thing. And some people's minds ain't really strengthened and conditioned to operate and to think like that. You know, a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, they're dependent. You know, they're dependent, you know, upon, sometimes it could be resources. Sometimes it can be certain engagement. Sometimes it can be relationships. Sometimes it can be materialism. You know, sometimes it can be a multitude, you know what I'm saying, of things. When shit get like that and it begin to piss me off, guess what? Yeah, what we gonna do? We gonna talk about it. We gonna talk about it. And you know the thing is, I thank God, you know what I'm saying? We gotta put a blessing word up there right now, you know what I'm saying? We definitely gotta put a blessing word up there right now for you. You know what I'm saying? I really truly thank God that He has placed people in my life. You know what I'm saying? That I know I can trust these people. You get what I'm trying to say? This is a different level of acquaintance. This is a different level of a relationship. This is a different level of build. This is a different foundation that we talking about. There's people that I know for sure, for certain, I can trust. You get what I'm saying? This is what we would look at as a dividing factor. You know, this is what I'm talking about, to where people don't have within them to where they can go to ground zero because of knowing in depth truly who you are as a person. You know, and look at, let me tell you how to counsel this thought. See, because wickedness, wicketry, deception and denial and things that's defiled, they'll tell you different. They're trying to tell you that. They'll tell you different, man. They want you to believe the falsified thought. And they don't want you to understand self. They don't want you to understand the unisence of self. They don't want you to understand a body. That's why I say there's people that I know without a shout and doubt, for sure, with full of surety, I can trust these people. I'm not trying to build with nobody. You know what I'm saying? I don't need to try to understand and reach out and try to extend the hand of a relationship to try to nobody else, because I know for sure groundbreaking situations couldn't be broke. You get what I'm trying to say? And that's a problem, bro. You know, that's a problem. You know, being at that place, you know what I'm saying, where we have to begin to take these thoughts into captivity and begin to shelter these thoughts and hide them, like you said, being that they're written at a place. Right now, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I don't really want to put too much on it, you know what I'm saying? Cause we gonna get to some stuff, you know what I'm saying? I'm tired, I'm fed up. You know what I'm saying? I'm fed up. You can't beat me at my own game. You get what I'm trying to say? That's the thing about it. Like, I mean, you can't beat me at my own game. Trust me. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? There's a sanctuary and a purpose and a reality pertaining to this, that the substance of this build, the substance of this identity, you know what I'm saying? We can look at it from a profile place. You can't beat me at my own game. Trust me. You can try, but the thing is this, I assure you a loss. I assure you a loss. That's what's crazy. First of all, you like, well, what are we talking about? I'm talking about my game. My game. You can't, listen. As the world turns, there's so much things to learn. First of all, who wants the goddamn world to stop spinning? Nobody. So when we talking about, I told you, man, this is going to be one of them strays. We're going to get into some context. We're going to definitely get deliberately into some content. You know what I'm saying? We're going to begin to open up some files and begin to, express and speak up on some things. You know what I'm saying? Because like I told you, I'm fed up. I'm tired of certain things, man. I don't like it. It don't feel good. And when it don't feel good, guess what? I created this so I can speak about things that I don't like. And I've been doing it lovely. You get what I'm trying to say? Yeah. And some people, you would perfectly really want it to be all about you. It's not too many conversations that I hold that is pertaining or directed or specific towards somebody, an individual. I don't talk like that, first of all. You know, the only time when a person really begins to talk to one person, you gotta be in a therapy session, and it's gotta be confidential. So anytime you just holding, you know, amidst some conversation, and you just begin to just speak, you know what I'm saying, and you're just, you know, talking to a place of just, like I like to say, shooting the stuff. And let me tell y'all this, right? You know what I'm saying? Ooh, I gotta go here. We gotta put the blessing roller up there, you know what I'm saying? You definitely gonna see the blue folder up over my head. And then I gotta try this real quick too, because this is lovely too. Y'all hold on, bear with me. We getting somewhere. We are traveling today. We traveling, we getting somewhere. Trust me. But let me work on this. I think this was actually good when I thought about this. What is going on right here? Something cut off? Huh. Oh, let me see. Hold on, y'all. You see? Okay, hold on, y'all. All right, so look it. I am bosses. Oh, see, we did the wrong thing. We in that blue folder. So I definitely want to start letting it be known if we in that blue folder and we in neutral. But anyway, you know what I'm saying? You know, the interactive, you know, thing. You know what I'm saying? But listen, I have to get on here. You know what I'm saying? I have to talk. You know what I'm saying? I have to get on here and pop it. You know what I'm talking about? Like I said, put a blessing load up there. And let's go ahead and get into some of this algorithm talk. And I can let you know, man, if we definitely in that red folder or we in that blue folder. What the heck is that? Oh, that's AI. That is not no real guy. Yeah, that's AI for sure. That's AI for sure. Y'all see this? What is this? Get that? What is this? Y'all see that? Yeah, they be doing the most now. Yeah, and that stuff they be doing the most. They be doing the most. And I did learn we can do this. I ain't never knew I can do this. I ain't never knew I could do that. This is funny. This is funny. You know for sure. You like, hey, no, get back to that what you was talking about. That get back to some of that red folder talk. That stuff that you was talking about. Man, look it. The only thing that I was saying, you know what I'm saying? Let's go ahead and bring things back to clarity, you know what I'm saying? The only thing that I was saying was this, is that the only time more than likely I would be speaking to a place where the conversation is just not a general conversation, is where, you know what I'm saying, I probably would have to be in a therapy session, a counseling session, or a very intimate place, you know, where I'm holding that conversation and then the conversation, you know what I mean? So, you know, intimate conversation with a person, that'll be, you know, along some lines where it'll be more personalized, more direct, or, you know, counseling, you know what I'm saying, where you got confidentiality in it, you know what I'm saying? Other than that, you know what I'm saying, I'm just talking because I can talk. I'm just talking because I can talk. You know what I'm saying? But y'all see this? They said when I people in Planet Fitness, I seen a different caption. I seen a different caption to this video. Whoa, what is that? I didn't know they was doing that. Golly, get that up out of here. Get that foolishness up off my goddamn. Get that foolishness up off my thing. Get that foolishness up off my thing. You know what I'm talking about? Let's get to some real Madden though, man. This is like, should I go to the? Hell yeah, I'm going to the AI for sure.
Shocking footage out of Indonesia shows a 40-foot crocodile emerging from rising floodwaters and latching onto a stranded car. Witnesses screamed as the massive reptile slowly dragged the vehicle into the raging current like it weighed nothing. The creature's size baffled wildlife officials, calling it the largest crocodile ever captured on video.
Oh, it just got crazy for y'all. I just found another cheat code. It just got crazy. Listen, y'all, I didn't know this at first. I swear. I used to be a crazy man.
Please, baby, welcome to the show. Hip hop artist, Miles, Minute, and Lecrae. What's happening, brothers? How y'all doing, man? I had an artist come up here actually before, and they started off their interview with a prayer. Would you brothers like to start off y'all interview with a prayer? Oh, yeah, sure. Have y'all ever been in an interview, started off the interview with a prayer? This y'all first time?
It's my first time.
Yeah, man. I gotta kick it off. This is first time. Let me kick it off. All eyes down, heads closed.
Thank you so much for this opportunity, Father. We pray that you bless this interview. We pray that you bless everybody in the Bay Area and the sound of our voices. And God, we pray that this segment will inspire and impact those who need to hear it. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Bless him, Lord.
Right. I know this is going to be a good one. 106 KDL. Please, baby.
All right, anyway, but I had to figure out how to, let me see if I switch it. Let me tell you if this, okay, so I do gotta turn the volume. I'll pause it. All right. Anyway, you know what I'm saying? I just want to tap in, you know what I mean, lock in, you know what I'm saying? If y'all didn't really get to meet the gist of this conversation, you know what I'm saying? Then, you know, I was just on here just popping it, you know what I mean, a little bit fed up with some of my, you know, encounters, some of my situations, some things that I'll be going through, trying to break through and shake through, you know what I'm saying? Be letting them know, listen, I ain't the one to be playing with, bro. I'm not the one to be playing with that. You know what I mean? I'm not the one to be playing with that because look it. Let me tell you one thing. Let me tell you one thing about Kenny Globe. Let me tell you one thing about Kenny Globe. You know what I'm saying? Listen. Just I'm gonna hold this back. You know what I'm saying? But I'm probably the only person who can claim the second but the first. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, the one that I put second, how he can be first, it'll be a conversation. If you really got into it, you'd be like, well, goddamn. Now there's two of them, and this is a problem. And you don't want to play with that. Trust me. So, you know what I'm saying? You know, and then, you know, you don't like it. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, like, if you ain't balanced, you ain't shaking, if you ain't taking, if you ain't locked in, and you ain't there, you know what I'm saying? Like, get the fuck on. You know what I'm saying? That's what I be trying to tell people. You know what I mean? Get the fuck on. That's what I be trying to tell you. You know what I'm saying? There's no way in hell. Let me get you to say it and you can understand it. There's no way in hell you can ever think that I'm the type of motherfucker to walk away from myself. I deals with myself accordingly. I don't walk away from myself. But the moment you recognize that you can't deal, you get what I'm trying to say? With a person who has no problem with dealing with himself, just like I said. And you can ask this person. And you be like, well, who's this person? But I can guarantee we had an encounter yesterday. And it was just some casual conversation that was being spoke. And the guy was speaking some casual conversation. Let's get it, Paul. I'm tired of looking at this.
Come in here with no jokes, fat bitch.
You know what I'm saying? It was just some casual conversation, right? And a lot of times, I'm very playful with conversation. I love conversation. I kind of pretty much like live for conversation, and a lot of things that I'm pretty much invested in has to do with conversation. And because some of the most powerfulest things that ever hit mankind was conversation. And we can get to that point. If you hear where I'm going, you follow me along. God spoke. You get what I'm trying to say? So this is why, you know, conversation really holds a certain place with me and why I'm so invested in conversation. And it's not just your normal conversation, but getting to the point that way we don't technically lose the direction of this conversation. It might get crazy, but we're going to figure this out, right? So anyway, check it out. I'm having this encounter with this person, a natural encounter with this person, and they're being playful with conversation. And sometimes a lot of people like to take a playful approach with conversation to really say something that they truly mean, but they try to padding, cushion the conversation with some prerequisites of words, you know what I'm saying, with a little sugar coating, not being pretty much direct, but using this place of conversation as a justifier of why what was said, and that way it can kind of correct and bring things more to a medium place of why it was looked at a place of just being some playful conversation. Right? And sometimes you gotta be very careful of some of the conversation that you entertain, especially if you're weak in conversation. If you weak in conversation and you don't have a lot of conversation, you're probably ain't this type of person to be sitting there. Probably ain't the appropriate person who needs to be accompanying, accompanying yourself around certain people pertaining to conversation, because you don't necessarily really understand conversation and how it works to them extents, to them extremes. Because your conversation is kind of minute. It's kind of small. And there's nothing wrong with that. It doesn't mean that your conversation is expanded or is strong because of particular word usage. What makes your conversation very strong and very unique and impactful is because the conversation that you hold, the conversation that you have. It doesn't necessarily mean because I can use all these fine words and I can explain the dictionary back and forth and speak the expialidocious and all this. That's not what makes your conversation a connoisseur of conversation. And right now, the only thing that I'm doing, bless him, Lord, you know what I'm saying? We just playing with a little bit of conversation, but making conversation about conversation that I'm having with you guys. And it's been some things, and I feel like, we should guard ourselves, you know what I'm saying? It's biblical, you know what I mean? 2 ears, 1 mouth, learning how to truly listen. That's a skill, bro. I'm telling you guys, and I speak on this, and I talk about this a lot. You know what I'm saying? I talk about this a lot, man. Line caller, tap in.
Yo.
I said, line caller, tap in. Hey, I'm live, Brody. I'm live on the stream right now. Hey, but look it. You know what I'm saying?
Live on the stream, man.
Yeah, we live on the stream, man. And we just popping in about some conversations, man. And I ain't gonna lie, you know what I'm saying? Hey, I had to let one of my, talking about one of my players, man, who got some cold conversation. You know what I'm saying? He got some cold conversation, man. You know what I'm talking about? He was drawn, he was compelled, you know what I'm saying? He felt it was, but listen. So, I'm gonna finish my thought out, you know what I'm saying? But I'm letting you know that I'm definitely, I'm on air, I'm on string, you know what I'm saying? But we can kind of follow me. Yeah, man, definitely welcome to the stream, man. You know what I'm saying? But look at, conversation, you know what I'm saying, impactful, and just pretty much just being wise with it, you know what I'm saying? Being wise with it, you know what I'm saying? And at the same time, and watch this. And I'm gonna bring the microphone a little bit closer to you and how much you can relate and understand to just this particular point right here, right? So you got 2 people, right?
Right.
Who's saying the same word. How many conversations can come up about that one word from those 2 people?
One word.
if what one look it is one word, right? But
Right.
you said it. You said it, right? You know what I'm saying? See, but the only way that one word between two people will make that one word is because of the understanding they have of the word that they're using, being very intentional and understanding, being in sequence, being in unison. And that's my whole point. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times, I mean, people speak on different levels. People don't really have, certain, levels of being able to comprehend and understand words, conversation a certain way, and it's interpreted the wrong way, and it causes chaos, it causes division, it causes conflict, strife, it causes jealousy, it causes wars, and it can be just because that one word. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that one word. Communication is a lot. When you're conversing with two adults, the way the emotion taps into the brain, it depends on how it rolls off the tongue. Emotions have to be controlled. Once we were taught how to control our emotions, our thoughts, and the things that we say to others,
right.
We was always taught if we didn't have anything positive to say, don't say it at all.
Right,
now,
right.
We're in a world now where the word of expression, feeling, and emotion is more of a feeling now, and now we have to be mindful because of the way the world is, since the pandemic is turning, we're turning to a digital world, an emotional world. The way we were raised is not today's how these kids are raised. Back in the day, you can tell a kid, sit your motherfucking black ass down.
Right.
Tell a kid that now in 2025, they're going to say, my mom is racist.
Right.
They get on TikTok and the stream
See?
And say, man, she told me to sit my black ass down. And then you got the other people saying, well, as a parent, you're not supposed to talk to your child like
right.
So it causes confusion with that one word.
You see,
go back to that one word.
You see what struck my interest right here with this right here too, right? So as you brought about children, you spoke pretty much from a place of it could be your upbringing, it could be the generation that you're raised in. You get what I'm trying to say, and this is what causes that confusion. You know what I'm saying? The understanding of how sometimes it could be cultures, it could be the culture that you're raised up under, how you use that word. And my whole point is this. With all you're getting, it says to get understanding, right? I mean, so especially when you hold a certain level of conversation, you want to be accompanied by people who speak your language. This is my whole point. I'm bringing everything back around full circle. You want to be around certain people who speaks your language. If we're not speaking the same language, then what the hell are we doing trying to converse? You get what I'm trying to say? What are we doing trying to talk if we're not speaking the same language? You know what I'm saying? If we don't have the same ideas, if we don't have the same thought patterns, you know what I'm saying? If, some of the desires that you have are not some of the desires I have, and you're not trying to meet me, you know what I'm saying, at a medium place, and it's causing conflict. It's a problem. So my thing is, how do we, and like we've been getting to talk about, how do we begin to correct these things to where we are making wise quality decisions, to where at the end, the only person that a lot of times we got to blame is ourselves. And we don't look at that. It's like, bro, let me begin to change and make that change before myself, within myself, before I end up in a situation that I know for sure it's headed there. I see it's headed there because we don't speak the same language. And it's not that we both speak in English. You know what I'm saying? It's just the fact that the way you rather hold conversation and do certain things is not the way that I rather do it. You get what I'm trying to say? So
it's like an old saying: if you hang out with burglars, you're gonna end up burglarizing. If you're hanging out with the car thief, you're gonna end up playing New Jersey Drive. It's like in today's world, we have to stop being afraid to say, "Hey, this is not the way I'm trying to move in life. This is not the way I'm going in life." And we have to be comfortable with loving from a distance.
Right.
Like it's just because like a person said this, it made a lot of sense. Like Damian Lillard was saying this. He's a great NBA player, and I like his music. And I listened to some of the interviews. He said I can't really recall what the interview was, but what stuck with me in the interview when I was listening to it was he says I grew up with some Bay Area friends, but those same Bay Area friends I can love them from a distance.
Right.
And I didn't understand what he meant by that, because then you try to grow up with people and the same vision that you have, they
Right.
don't have.
Right.
Like, some people have never experienced incarceration, juvenile hall, and they're experiencing that now at the age of 35, the tough guy mentality.
Right.
The I want to be the pimp mentality.
Right.
Be the dope man and the weed man.
Right,
the shit
right.
that was supposed to be out your system at 19.
There you go.
I'm witnessing it
Yeah.
at the age of 35 to 40.
Oh my God.
It's like now the same guys who we grew up with,
Right.
not saying no names.
Yeah,
it's but
yeah.
I'm noticing
They going down the gopher hole.
it's looking like the 16-year-old mentality.
Yeah.
I need to prove this. I still got to go to the block. I still got to go where I grew up at. And the truth is, niggas are still, excuse my language, but brothers are still willing to die over housing projects that you don't own. We're still claiming blocks that we have no property on. We're still hanging on blocks that we don't own.
Bless the Lord.
Unit or
Yeah, bless
land
the Lord.
or
Yeah.
dirt. We're still claiming things that we don't own. We're fighting over colors, and we haven't realized the color code and mentality that blue and red makes what green, and we all want green dollars.
Right.
Fighting over colors because we grew up in a certain area. We've been trained to hate our own kind. We've been trained to damage
there you
the
go.
body.
You getting there.
Trained to eat salty, false food, sugary foods that causes our parents and older grandma sick, auntie sick. We have been so abused and up under the European mindset. We have to know how to thrive for our own. We have to get back into the farmer land, the feeding ourselves, knowing how to house ourselves. If we go into civil war, where are we going to go? If the bombs started going off like Gaza, where do we go? We have no land. We have no underground bunkers. You know, we have no Black Wall Street. You know, we only have certain individuals trying to highlight certain influence with credit, business credit, and materialistics, and have to join their mentorships just to get clarity of what they're trying to do to generate the dollar.
Right.
You know, we're being gatekeeped and having to pay for the information that's free because we're not educating ourselves.
Yeah.
And then when we do find it, we go high sign and buy materialistic things and things that live above our means, and then wonder why we still struggle.
Man,
So the answer, the answer to that is to start with self, understanding where you're at, understanding financial freedom, understanding that we have to have health, wealth, and prosperity, and love the Most High, and do what He calls us to do to be able to move in the fashion of blessings. If we can't help ourselves first, we cannot help each other.
Hey, hey, listen, I didn't cut you off. I didn't try to cut you off with that, and I really understood that, and I really appreciated that. But my question to you in that thought, right, and what I'm going through right now, and what I'm learning, and what we've been talking about, you know what I'm saying? We've actually said this today within the last hour since we talked. You know what I'm saying? We've actually said this. We need to start reaching back out and being very intentional about teaching exactly what you're speaking about. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, we know this, but not let us become the gatekeepers of some of this information and begin to implement some of these interventions that need to be definitely put in place. So, you know, you can't say I was never told, because a lot of times people don't do better because they don't know no better. And that's the thing that I was thinking about when you was talking, was that a lot of people, they're definitely in situations, and like you said, they're being strategically channeled to stay in these places with distractions and things to keep them a little bit unlearned, to be, you know, to not want to focus, to really truly better themselves because of what's really out there. You know what I'm saying? What's really out there. And that's like, I'm at a point to where I kind of want to speak it in detail, but I'm like, oh, I want to really put this together in a way to where it's like, okay, we talking this, we setting this foundation right now, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, start really, you know, not dig too much into it, you know what I'm saying? But touch the surface of it, which you have already did. But like I said, being very intentional, been very discreet about starting putting them tools out there. You know you know what I'm saying, to where they can see it, you know what I'm saying, and start, because I don't want to be I've been a gatekeeper for a long time. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you, and I feel bad. You know what I'm saying? It's because I understand that certain information, like we was talking about words, and certain conversation, like we was talking about, some people, they're not ready for it. This is why biblically it's broken down to a place to where it says, as newborn babes, desire the word of God like what do you say? Like babes, like milk. You know what I'm saying? Because you're not strong enough to really chew and to be able to partake in the strong word of God. You know what I'm saying? So therefore we have to start at a place, you know what I'm saying, to where we're strategically starting to put this together and putting this information out there to where they can learn if it has to do with, you know what I'm saying, some people need that restart of getting, credit repair. People can know, you know what I'm saying, where to go to tap in to start getting some resources where they actually can get, jobs and trainings and things like that, you know what I'm saying, especially with what the world has come to, you know what I'm saying, because, everything happens for a reason. And, it's also because we have to keep up with the times. It's our responsibility to keep up with the times, because then again, you fall into that sector of a thought of you don't do better because you don't know better. And then, sometimes people like, some people like, well, we ain't gatekeeping either because everything on the internet. You got Chat GPT now. You know what I'm saying? You got all these resources, all these things you can use. So therefore now it's at a place to where it's starting to become to where the game is starting to change. Who's to blame? Who can we blame for what you don't know and what you're not doing? Why you're still out there on that block? Why you still out there?
It's at an all-time high. Check this out.
Yeah.
Check this out.
Hey.
Now, watch this. Spice the stream up. Let me show you. Where is my podcast? Unemployment job rate. Check this out. I was watching this earlier and came across this.
Is it a link you can, if it's a link you can share it.
Right here, check it out. Listen. Okay, black unemployment is the highest it's been since the pandemic. Let's talk about it. The Department of Labor just released that black unemployment spiked to 7.2% in July. That's the highest it's been since October of 2021, where the unemployment rate was 7.6%.
Yeah.
And here's where it got messy. Over his campaign, Donald Trump told voters that people coming over the border were taking black jobs. But despite the increase in deportation efforts, unemployment for black Americans has only gone up. And Donald Trump, ahead of the release, went on Truth Social to fire Erica McIntyre, head of the Bureau of Labor Statistics, who he accuses of faking the numbers in order to help Kamala Harris. But it is worth noting that these numbers can bounce around a lot from month to month. For instance, black unemployment rate was only at 6% in May, before it rose sharply to 6.8% in June. It also hit a record low of 4.8% in April of 2023, when the job market and the economy were very strong. But black people aren't just job numbers in a statistic. We're people trying to provide for ourselves and our family. So the question is, what can the government do to decrease these numbers? You see? Okay,
look it. And before we really fester off into that thought, there was another point where I did want to stop you at, because I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. I know, you know what I'm saying, when you talk about looking out for your people and all that type of stuff, you know what I'm saying, the people try to, but when you begin to understand me, you be like, you be like, well, that's kind of strong. We don't think like that. And I see why I wouldn't think like that, because there's certain things and tools and natural resources that, you know what I'm saying, I'm born with, where it enables me to naturally begin to think like this, you know what I'm saying? And the reason I want to stop you, maybe you'll be able to follow me along very quickly, is I'm a spiritual person more than anything. You know what I'm saying? Even though you might see me from a shell or outer flesh, you know what I'm saying? Before anything, I want you to understand me as a spiritual person. So therefore, you know what I'm saying, as I begin to describe and I begin to speak and I begin to have impact and begin to place, you know what I'm saying, my existence and my reality to you, you're going to see that, and you're going to be able to acknowledge and mesh that impurity as a spiritual person. Now, the place that you're going, I do understand that, but because of, you know what I'm saying, where I speak from, and I try to share it with people, you need to be learning this, especially if we're, in tuned and intact like that. That way you can still have your own individuality, but understand this is that mindset. You know what I'm saying? This, you know what I'm saying? So I'm looking at it from a place of it's showing partial economics. You get what I'm trying to say? You know what I'm saying? You know, what you're speaking about right there, it's only showing partial economics, you know what I'm saying? So what that does is it just offsets, you know what I mean, people, and it becomes more of, I don't want to, you know, I don't want to play advocate. Like I said, you know, it was more instructional, it was more of an instructor, you know what I'm saying, you know, who can really speak from this place and a lot of field work, a lot of leg work to really understand how and why this works, you know what I'm saying, you know, for you, or it begins to work against you. And sometimes it can be just very little things like that to where it's seeing what you're trying to do, potentially a place, you know what I'm saying, to kind of increase and bring more value and bring more resources to that culture or that particular population of people. But if it was coming to you saying you need a hand, the lender, you know what I'm saying? Now the lender might have a problem with this because of, look it, I can't begin to pour into something that eventually will be against me. And that's why it's a very complex place of you to begin to understand from a very clear, neutral place. And then you can be able to get to like shelter and filter yourself. And like I said, let's go back to this one word real quick, love. We went to this one word, love. You know what I'm saying? We all should be able to understand that. You know what I'm saying? So therefore, when it goes back to that one word, this word of love, it's not really just thinking about, you know what I'm saying, this person over this person. You get what I'm trying to say? You know what I mean? So just trying to, you know, tie that in together because, you know, like I said, we is having this organic, natural conversation on things that we need to do. This is a mental notepad that we both gonna be able to go back to and be like, hey, hey, you gotta hold you accountable. I gotta hold you accountable, man. Hey, I gotta hold you accountable, man. Yeah, you told me, man.
People accountable for
Yeah.
their actions, their words, and we gotta be able to forgive and forget.
Right.
You see, we have to be able to forgive and forget. And also, another things too, we gotta forgive our parents because they was just learning too. And on that note, man, I'm gonna come bless your stream. I wanna know when you streaming. I wanna know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Man. I ain't gonna hold you up. I know you
Bless
got
the Lord.
You got your listeners out there. Man.
Bless the Lord. Yes, sir.
In the name of the Father, the Most
Yes,
High.
sir.
I will be back on your stream.
Yes, sir.
We gonna really kick it, man. But
Yeah.
You are 100% right, man.
Yeah.
I appreciate you for what you're doing out there for the community, the city of San Diego, and wherever state you land on. I hope the Most High bless you and keep blessing you, keep blessing you, keep blessing you, man.
Bless the Lord.
Yeah, but KG.
Yeah.
I will be tapping into you, man. And make sure you tap in and let me know when you're streaming, man, so we can bless the stream some more, kid.
Yeah, you already know it too, man. Hey, likewise, hey, you know, and right now, man, hey, you know, I'm so accustomed, man. You know, like I said, it's more of a place, man. You know, where I like to, you know, hold that conversation with you, and that's more of our playful conversation that we like to have, that we understand of each other. But it's a very serious thing, man.
It's a very serious thing. Make sure you follow me too, man.
Yeah.
Credit. Follow me on TikTok.
Yeah.
Catch up what I'm going. I'm on Instagram and Facebook. You all know that, but hey, I'm on TikTok, man.
Yeah.
Follow me on that TikTok at Swayby Fix Credit. That's SWBAYFIX Credit. Regular spelling, man. Check me out on it, man. Business credit and personal credit, man. Let's go. And I'll tap in with you this week, man. Stay doing what you're doing, man, on that stream, man. I see you, boy.
Hey, you know it too, man. Hey, look at, man. Hey, y'all heard it right there, man. Hey, that was some real down to earth. Ooh, that was some real down to earth, man. You know, a wealth of information. You know what I'm saying? You know, that what, you know, we was kind of, you know, talking about. And I ain't gonna really piggyback too much up on it, you know what I'm saying? But it's a lot of work to be done. It's a lot of things, you know what I'm saying, that need to be addressed. You know, especially, you know, I mean, coming from this place, you know what I'm saying? You know, and it's just, you know, a natural, like I said, a upbuilding, a rendering, you know what I'm saying? You know, has just naturally, you know what I'm saying, just when it's just rendered, you know, an organic conversation, I mean, of what needs to be done, man. And I'm grateful, you know what I'm saying? I definitely appreciate, you know what I'm saying, you know, my partner, you know what I mean? But, hey, look it, man. I don't want to hold you guys up, you know what I'm saying, either, you feel me? Like I said, man, each and every last one of y'all, You already know what time it is, man. I am the wonderful, beautiful, magnificent, glorious Kenneth Renard, Globe Infinity Literature, a.k.a. a 10, Jim, better known as Reverend Dolce, man. Hey, y'all do see the live caller, tap in, man. That number right there, it is a live number. You guys is awesome. Anytime, welcome, you know what I mean, to hit that, hop on my stream, you know what I'm saying? If, like I said, if it's things that y'all want to talk about, you know what I'm saying, that you definitely necessarily, you feel me, don't feel too much comfortable, you know what I'm saying, about talking about, you know what I'm saying? Hey, you feel me? Go ahead. Hey, I'll be honest. Hey, I'm like, hey, man, and the whole pitch, it sounds familiar, you know what I'm saying? But we gonna get to that later, though. You know what I'm talking about? We gonna get to that later, though. You understand me? You know, but I you know, and it'll just be little things I be trying to show you, like, bro, listen, hey, listen. If you don't want to speak the same language, don't try to talk my language, you know what I'm saying? You can't beat me at my language, you feel me? Like, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, let's get back to it. The live caller to tap in, you know what I'm saying? You know, as far as, you know, if you don't catch me live on the stream, you do have the ability, you know what I'm saying, to comment on the stream, you feel me? If it's things that you do, you know what I'm saying, want to talk about, you definitely go ahead and send that, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, we can kind of, you know, go from there, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot, you know what I mean, that we can dig into, touch, you know what I'm saying? You know, into if there's any questions, you know what I'm saying, concerns, you know what I'm saying, like I said, ideas, you know what I'm saying, and I'm definitely always into partnerships, bro. I'm real big into partnerships, you feel me, you know what I'm saying, we can definitely line that up, you know what I'm saying, set the contracts up or whatever the case may be, you know, man, and make it do what it do, you know what I'm saying, but I'm about to be getting up off of this thing, man. You already know, man, I am your rugged Christian on a backstreet mission, clothed for any occasion, and I hope my, hey, listen, bro, I'm gonna get up off here. I really hope that my voice does not sound like a monster this whole time. I hope I got my clean mic setting on and I ain't talking in some old spell casting voice. You know what I'm saying? Y'all stay good, stay blessed. Reverend